Oh my God, I saw this vision of me naked tumbling through the fucking screen patio door. Anyway. Sex is amazing. I don't think anyone can argue with me here. Truly, it is fucking amazing, okay? And one of the very best things about sex is that, well, aside from the actual sexy time, is that we each have our own sexuality. It is individual, unique, and it is ours to own. How we embrace it and express it is what it's all about. But many of us, including the old Adrienne, can't be wild and free, you know, and a lot of sexuality and sex positivity is unfortunately wrapped up in shame. I want to talk to you about that today. I want to talk about sex positivity, why it matters, tips on how you can be more sex positive and embrace your own sexuality. I'm also going to share a little story, a little background on me regarding that. But let's talk about, what does it mean to be sex positive? So I have a whole definition here. Sex positivity is an attitude or approach to sexuality that embraces and celebrates a wide range of consensual sexual behaviors, preferences, and identities without judgment or shame. I think that's a big key there, without shame. It encourages people to explore their own desires, communicate openly with their partners, and prioritize their own pleasure and well-being. Sex positivity also recognizes and respects the diversity of sexual expression and identities, including those that may be considered non-traditional or outside of societal norms. The goal of sex positivity is to create a culture that supports healthy, fulfilling sexual experiences and promotes sexual autonomy, consent, and safety. Sex positivity is an attitude towards human sexuality that regards all consensual sexual activities as fundamentally healthy and pleasurable, encouraging sexual pleasure and experimentation. Which, by the way, I feel like that's very much me. I love experiencing. I'm an experience kind of gal. You could definitely say that. I also like to sum up sexual positivity and just say, don't yuck anyone else's yum. Let's talk about some examples of sex positivity. First one is exploring your fantasies. We all have them. I know I definitely do. And let me tell you, I actually keep a list, an actual list on my phone. I think I named it Fantasies List. And if you're curious, which I know that you are, okay, I'm going to list a few things that I still have left on it and a few things that I've checked off. So let's start with a few things that I've checked off. MFM, sex swing, double blowjob. By the way, all these memories are popping in my head. DVP, double vaginal penetration. Attend a lifestyle party. Those are all things I was very happy to check off of my list and enjoy. And then a few things that I have left on my list. Well, there's actually a lot left on my list, but here's some highlights. MMFM. That's right. So 3 men plus me. I mean, a girl can dream. Okay, she can dream. And I will fucking manhandle the shit out of that. Okay, so step right up. I need 3 men plus me. I will not be overwhelmed. All right. The next big thing on my list that I really want to try, and I want to kind of make this a priority, is a glory hole. I want to experience the real thing. Like, I want to get some fucking drywall. I want to have like the money slot thing, and I want to act it all out. Okay, so stick the dollar bill in, and then like a penis pops out. Like that to me sounds like a fun Tuesday night. All right, so like let's do that. Okay, so glory hole is on the list. I also want to make sex art. So like you throw down a canvas and a bunch of paint. I would do neon or like glow in the dark with neon and fuck all over the place and then hang it up on your wall. Like, I think that's super fucking hot. Also on my list is Edge a Man. I also have on there act out massage porn. I actually love acting out any porn scenes to me. That's something I really like doing with my partners. I did that one time with one of my previous partners and it was so fun. So like, the porn started off, this girl was sucking this guy's dick and I like mimicked everything that she did. And it was hot, really fucking hot. And I'm surprised with how long we stuck with it, but it was so much fun because I was like, what are we going to do next? What are they going to do? What are we going to do next? Highly recommend doing that. So those are just a few of the things that I have on my fantasy list. And, it's shit like that makes it quick and easy to track and, keep track of your fantasies. And also you can share them with your partner. I mean, can you think of a hotter to-do list? I have it in my iPhone, and you can actually share. I have it in my notes section. By the way, Katina, my best friend, if anything happened, God forbid, like my phone, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Get rid of everything, the hidden folders and files. I mean, just destroy it all. Put it in the microwave. Anyway, but you can share this list with your partner, and it's a lot of fun. Like if you have date night, and you guys can, talk about foreplay and build up, and you can edit and add and cross things off the list as you get them done. I'm going to be getting them done. And yeah, so I highly recommend keeping a fantasies list. If you don't have that, start one. And if you want to see mine, or if you want to add some things to my list, if you have ideas, let me know. Send me a DM over on Instagram at Toy Stories, STORIEZZ_TD. And I'm the one that's in those DMs. So reach out to me and I'll send you my list. Okay, other examples of sex positivity include enjoying the sensations in your body, prioritizing a healthy sex life in your relationships. And I want to talk about that really quick because I really feel like physical intimacy in a relationship is like the foundation. It's the glue that holds shit together, okay? I've been in relationships where I didn't have a great sex life. I've been in relationships where I was constantly getting turned down, and it broke me. It created a huge gap between me and my partner, and I always felt like something was wrong, or, it's not fun. I feel like when you're missing the physical aspects, everything else spirals out of control around you. It's almost like, having sex and being intimate and having that like one-on-one time. It's vital to keeping you together. I don't know. I can't even tell you how important it is to me. And I will never find myself in a relationship again where I'm asking for sex or I'm getting turned down for sex. It's non-negotiable for me. People like to ask me sometimes, they're like, how many times a week are you talking? And okay, let's think about this. For me, I would say sex 5 times a week, like actual like penetrative fucking at least 5 times a week. And then oral, like only oral twice or 3 times on both of each other. By the way, I'm not fucking with anybody who ain't going down and eating at the Y. Okay, like that is fucking not happening ever again because I've been in that too. Anyway, so sex almost every single day. Like, is that crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that? I don't think so. Is that not reasonable? Am I the one that's nuts? I don't think so. But to me, that's what I would say. And I don't care what we're going through, what we're arguing about, what shit's going on in life. When I have that fuck and, orgasm and that time together, nothing can get me down. Like that to me is what keeps me happy. Let's not even talk about that. I'm single. I've been single for 2 years now, and I have amazing play partners. But it's been so long that since I've had a primary partner, and I'm like, God, I want to get laid 5 times a week right now. Like, fuck. I'm always like, poor me, poor me, poor me. All right. So let's talk about some more things, examples of sex positivity. Developing a positive relationship with your body and or your body image. That's key, right? I like to say, look good, feel good. And in the bedroom, that matters most, okay? I'm not of perfect shape. And I used to care so much about the stretch marks that I had on my stomach or my back's, surgery scar, whatever. And no one cares. Like once I loved myself and became confident with who I am, my life in the bedroom got exponentially better. Little jelly roll here or there, it don't matter, girlfriend. Okay, like that shit does not matter. And be confident with yourself, and that will show in the bedroom. Okay, we're getting off track here. Other examples of sex positivity. Setting healthy sexual boundaries with yourself and other. That's huge. We all have our boundaries. Your partner should know about them. That is key. Communicating your sexual wants and needs to your partners. Here I go again. Let's talk about that, okay? I think communication is everything in the relationship. It just is. And especially when it comes to sex. One of the things that I have really learned so much about in the lifestyle, because, I'm a unicorn in the lifestyle. I have not been with a partner in the lifestyle, but I see all the other partners interacting around me. And the one thing that I will say is that their communication is so effective. And I've never seen anything like it. Like, I really realized the power of communication in a relationship by being in the lifestyle with these couples. And it's everything. If your partner doesn't know what you're into, or if you're, not sharing the things, your wants and needs, how is your partner going to meet them? They're not mind readers. I like to share the story about how, even I have friends that are in sexless marriages. And I think to myself, he's probably in his office jerking off and you're downstairs using the OG sucking vibrator. Come together, talk about it and share things and sit down and really be vulnerable with your partner. I mean, there's married couples out there that don't have these discussions, and it just blows my mind. Communication is just key. It's key to everything when it comes to sex and being sex positive and expressing yourself and feeling free. And remember that key, not shamed about what you want, need, or desire. All right, more examples of sex positivity. Advocating for your own sexual health and always practicing safe sex. It's paramount. I talk about it all the time. I dedicated an episode to it, okay? Sexual health is everything. Addressing unhealthy sexual patterns and, taking care of that, like compulsive or impulsive behaviors. Watch those and take care of those as needed. Another example of sex positivity is accepting the consensual sexual behavior of others rather than judging. And this is huge, right? I think a lot of us are scared, and I've been there. I've been shamed to say what I want, and that reduces your confidence. And if you're negative about someone else, then I feel like you're going to project negativity on yourself about things that you want and need. I don't know. I've never been someone, I always say, I don't yuck anyone else's yum. I've never really been someone that cared too much about what anybody else was doing. I'm a very love who you want, whatever you're into. I've had partners where some things I'm like, I'm not going to do that. To me, I'm not a big, I've had a lot of men that have asked me to pee on them. It's not my thing. It's just not my thing. I'm not yucking it. I just don't think it's for me. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to shame them or make them feel guilty about something that they desire. It's just, I have my own healthy boundaries and they have theirs, and they're free to share with me what they want. So all of this kind of comes together. You know what I mean? And I want to say, I wasn't always this sex positive gal. It takes time and experience to go through. And also, I don't know. I like to share this story about the bucket of fucks. So in your 20s, you carry massive buckets full of fucks. You're weighed down by them. And a lot of the fucks are, what are people thinking about me? How am I perceived? I have to go do this. I have to do that. There's so many fucks that you care about in your 20s. And then you hit your 30s and you're like, man, my back is hurting. Okay. I'm getting tired. And you start dropping off those fucks. You're like, I don't care what I look like going to the store. I don't care what that bitch is saying about me down the street. Nobody cares about that anymore. And soon you're just getting lighter and lighter. And then in your 40s, okay, when you turn 40, you're fresh out of fucks. I can carry my fuck buckets with my pinkies. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks of me, says about me. That's their own problem, their own insecurities. And so as you get older and you start to embrace your sexuality and be free with who you are, you just don't care. No one cares. And then once you really embrace that and you get to live your life and your happiness, I'm sitting here sharing about how I want to have I want to do a glory hole and have 3 men plus me. I mean, the slut shaming that I would have in the past, or even if I still have now, I don't care, because I'm going to be happy sucking dick through that little hole. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about that. And you can judge me and shame me all day long. I'm out here living my life and happy. I think that's really what sex positivity is all about. Allowing others to be happy with embracing their own sexuality. I feel like we can just end the episode now. Like, that's it. That's all. So again, I wasn't always like this. And I want to say, like, I was born, I knew that I was different. I was a very sexual person. I had my first orgasm when I was 9 years old. Okay, so really quick story on that. I was, oh my God, at recess in school, and I was climbing a pole, and I was like, oh my God, that feels really good, because my clit was like rubbing on the fucking pole as I was going up. And by the time I got to the top, I would have an orgasm. And so every day, here comes Adrienne. She's out here climbing this fucking pole. And like, it's funny to talk about, but I just have always been a very sexual person. And then in college, I met my fuck buddy. I affectionately call him Pawn Star, if you've heard before. And he changed my life. He taught me what good sex really was. And one of the things that he did was he embraced my sexuality. I felt safe and comfortable because he was so sex positive to talk to him about the things I was experiencing. You know, he taught me how to squirt and how to let go and allow a man to give me an orgasm. There's so many things that he did for me in the bedroom. Thank you. Thank you very much. By the way, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but his kink is video. Well, he has another kink too, but whatever. His kink was like videoing everything. And one of the funniest videos ever, because I have a copy of it all, is we were like fucking all night long. We were like so just delirious from fucking, and we were drinking whiskey and having so much fun together. And I was butt naked and I fell backwards through his screen door. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but I'm like, oh my God, it's this vision of me naked tumbling through the fucking screen patio door. Anyway, which by the way, we would fuck a lot out there. It was so hot. It was such a thrill because he lives in like a townhouse neighborhood. And it was like, can people see us? Is anyone watching? I'm getting off here. And this is what I'm famous for doing. So anyway, Pawn Star really changed a lot about me. And then I don't know what happened. I started to feel like the societal pressures of, you know, get married, have a baby, be a mom. Don't share that kind of stuff. Like I felt very shamed. And I didn't have much of a sex life in my marriage. And a big part of me was missing. And I felt that. After my marriage, I got into a long-term relationship with a pretty vanilla partner. And that was tough for me, too. I remember struggling when he would dismay or, you know, be like, ew, that's gross, or no, I don't want to do that. And I didn't realize back then it was just my sexuality wasn't being embraced. And it held me back and it kept me down. Then had another partner who was incredible and some of the best sex I've ever had in my entire life. And since him, there's no looking back. There's no going back. And my bucket of fucks got lighter. And here I am, letting my freak flag fly really fucking high. But I'm happier than I've ever been. And it's because I embrace that. I'm free to be me in and outside of the bedroom, by the way. And it's funny, like once you unlock the gates, once you open yourself up to new experiences and start trying new things, it kind of like seeps out into the rest of your life, which is a really good thing. I've been trying new things, exploring new things. I'm not scared to fail. There's just a lot of things in many ways that my life has changed up until 41. And I'm proud to say that. So if you're finding yourself holding back, or if you're scared to share, break down those boundaries, start expressing yourself, because that is being authentic and being free is really just the best way. It's just absolutely fuck it if. It just is. Like I'm so passionate about this. And like some call it an awakening. Others will be like, oh, you know, midlife crisis because it happens around your 40s. But I don't know, you just can't deny this when it happens to you, when you make that change. Like it's profound. Like you can almost feel the switch, you know what I mean? Like you realize you've been holding back. You haven't been true to yourself. And then like, boom, like the freak comes out. You know what I'm saying? Not only at night, but in the morning and in the afternoons. And this can manifest in many different ways in your life. For me, it was mostly sexual. But I want to tell you something that, you know, when you're living authentically, when you're doing it right and you totally feel free. You don't care what anyone thinks anymore. It just feels really good. Confucius, I love this quote. Confucius says that you have two lives, and the second one begins when you realize that you only have one. And that's what I'm talking about, okay? So if you're out here and you're just existing, I implore you to stop, get out there, be free, and authentically, be yourself and start living. Don't exist. Get out there and live. Okay, let's talk about a few more ways that you could be sex positive and embrace your own sexuality and ultimately build your self-confidence. We're talking about all the things. But educating yourself, read some books, watch some videos, and listening to this podcast, that counts. Okay. All of these things can help you gain a deeper understanding and, get different perspectives. You're going to want to challenge your assumptions and question any judgment or assumptions that you might have about someone else. We talked about communicating openly and exploring your own desires. Get that fantasy list going. I want to hear what you want to put on there, by the way, because I feel like I want to add to mine. I want to beef mine up a little bit. All of these things like practicing, self-care and avoiding shaming people and, becoming an ally to others, all of these things, just fully embrace the sex positivity that you will have for not only yourself, but everyone else in the world. Another way that you can become more sex positive is join our Storiezz Fam. Rate, review, and subscribe to this channel. Ask me anything in the comments on YouTube if you're watching on there. Or send me a DM on Instagram at Toystoriezz, TOYSTORIEZZ_TD. I feel like I have to explain it and share it every single time like you're actually writing it down. But search for me on Instagram and send me a DM. It's me in there and I want to hear from you. Send me what's on your fantasy list. And let's talk about things. And remember, if you want to share your own toy stories or be a guest on the show, hit me up. Let me know. Toystoriezz.com or over on Instagram, Toystoriezz_TD. This is a deep episode and I like it deep, but I hope that you are out there, you're alive and you're thriving, embracing your sexuality, living life to the fullest. If you're not, then you're missing out because it's really fucking fun here.